Hello, hello. Welcome everyone. So today we're checking in on my April budget. When we first met, when I was first starting out this budget, sometime in April already passed, some of these bills were actually paid, but some of them were not. As I'm going back to check over it, the amounts that I do have listed here are correct. One thing that I have not taken into account is the breakdown of how much I spent on gas, grocery, household. Again, this is mostly spent at Walmart, includes any groceries or any items that are needed for the household, such as paper towels, detergent, fun eating out. Again, my mom likes to go eat out. Sometimes she pays, I pay, so I do want to make sure that I'm putting that money aside to do for that. I did not put into account my insurance, which is paid every 6 months. So we're coming back to see what's the plan and what's happening. I do have listed all of my bills here. I have stars next to these because this one is a pay as I go or pay as I use, meaning whatever I use, I pay it off whenever I get that bill in. And these two, I've recently did some transferring of funds to have a lower APR. So these two cards are now coming into effect. So the amounts here are correct. Now, some things that I have noticed about my budgeting. I do pay in advance. And what do I mean by that? That means I do have some money that's in my account. And I did say last time that I need to look at what my rollover will be. I do have to have some type of buffer in my checking account. I'm not sure what kind of buffer I need to have at this time. So I'm not really sure what that buffer will be or what that rollover will be. I know that every month I plan to pay more on a higher APR card so I can get that paid down because I am tired of paying them that money and I want to pay me my money and save it that way. So there are some things that I have to keep in mind. One thing is how much cash do I have available for any type of emergencies or anything that I have to take care of with cash, and how much credit do I have available, meaning if I have vehicle repair that comes up, will I pay that with cash or will I pay that with credit? I think that some of the items that would be emergencies that I would like to pay with money I have on hand, I may have that credit available that I can use that if that does come up and pay that down. Because my goal is to be debt free, but I need to pay those higher APRs so I can pay them less money and have more money for me. Okay, so I think I said this before, but these two bills was exactly the same that I thought it would be for cell and internet. This was already paid with that gift card. I still don't know if that gift card went forward to the next month, so I'll have to double check on that. These did not have to be paid this month, so that's going to come into effect in May. So this right here is going to be paid on a credit card. The cost for this one is $1,032. Now, when that's going to be charged to the card next month in May, I have to make sure that I'm paying more to pay for this as well. If I have that extra that's in my account, which I'm hoping it'll be enough to pay all of it or very close to it. Because with my income that I had coming in, I was over for the $2,000 already for this month, but that money was in my account because it is ahead. The next thing, I'm not sure if I want to keep this as a monthly or just keep this as paper in my notebook, but I have to figure out how will I track these here. I think I'm going to set up a second page. It could be on the back of my calendar or just a separate page here with, excuse me, with my different categories. So let's see. The first category that I'll probably have the most is grocery and household. So let's see. So for that, I probably can go ahead and split the page in half. Or close enough in half. Just like my budget, this is all a work in progress. Let's see, gas or anything I have to do for my vehicle. I don't use my vehicle a whole lot to drive, but there are times that I do have to go with my job, and coming up soon, I'll be spending more for gas. Let's put a little category for eating out. And let's see, we could put a fun category. And anything that comes up extra, I definitely have to put that here so I can know what is the extra, and is it anything that I can know that's coming up. For instance, like the yearly insurance I have to pay, which will be possibly charged to a card, and that'll come into effect on my May's budget. And then the 6-month insurance. Now with this tracker, should I write it down as I go through the month, or should I come at the end of the month and recap of what it should be? That's my question. If you have a suggestion on that, please let me know down below. I also feel like I have to have some type of giving category so I can see if what I'm giving, how much am I actually giving from my income? Because that does come into effect as something that you don't think as a quote-unquote bill, but it should be in that budget. Again, my income was the same for the check for the 15th. Reimbursements is different every month. Ibotta, gotta love Ibotta. It's not always this amount. And that was Rakuten. I think it'll probably be best if I can go ahead and use this to pay as I go, or as I'm using it, to go ahead and put that in there to count for it. All right, guys, again, this is just an overview of my budget, how I'm starting over, and my thought process I'm going through with it. I'm not trying to give you any advice at all, but if you do find anything helpful, you can feel free to use it. And also, if you have any tips, please, suggestions or questions, put those below, and I'll see you guys when it comes in for May.